Has the pandemic forced you to work indoors, or worse, forced you to lead a team virtually? Well, if it has, I've got a few tips for you. The so-called new normal amid the COVID-19 pandemic has disturbed so many of our lives and normal work processes. For many of us, this includes working outside. Now, I don't know about you, but working outside is a need for me. There's just something so refreshing about getting to see people face to face. More importantly, it's so much easier to coordinate with people when you see them in real life. Now, I'm sure everyone has had the experience of lousy connections or unwanted distractions during online Zoom or Skype meetings. Circumstances are circumstances, and we are forced to make do with what we have during this pandemic. But that doesn't mean teams can't run smoothly. And as leaders, it is our job to make sure that happens perfectly. Now, before we dive into that, allow me to walk you through a small part of history in the world of telecommuting. 1990 was the year when the US federal government conducted a study on 2,000 of its workers, allowing them to work remotely. The results were mostly positive, with productivity, quality of life, work-life balance all going on an upward trend. Now, 4 years after that, IBM allowed their employees to work remotely and saw the same positive results. It was so successful that nearly 50% of its employees were working remotely. Then came 2017. Now, in 2017, however, IBM told its telecommuters to go back to working in the office or lose their jobs. The company believed that working on site could boost staff performance better than if they were to work off-site. This only shows that there are advantages and disadvantages to remote working, and there is something leaders and business owners must identify and address. So, how do we deal with such challenges? What are the hacks to making our virtual teams conquer the internet? Number one, first of all, encourage creativity and fun. Now, this might sound unprofessional, but an environment that encourages changing into fun, green screen backgrounds on Zoom, or taking a break just to play a game might be one of the most helpful things for your team. After all, being online is informal anyway, so lean into it and give your employees a chance to be expressive and have a little bit of creative fun. Fun is a necessary part because this is such a disturbing time for all of us. But fun isn't the only thing that can help ease our anxieties and fears, which brings me to my second point. Now, point number two, remember to check in with your staff. This is especially critical if they were to suddenly be thrown into remote work due to this COVID-19 pandemic. The sudden transition can have a massive impact on all of them. Now, why do I say this? Well, let me give you an example. Stuart Butterfield, co-founder and CEO of business communication platform Slack, admitted that he's even more exhausted at the end of the day now that he's working from home than he did while he was in the office. He struggles with virtual interaction, saying that he seems to lose some kind of a signal which requires his brain to work harder. It's total chaos when his staff are concerned, however. They were generally scared, even as Slack was seeing a sudden spike in users. And do you know what their primary concern was? Whether or not they'll be laid off. The CFO had to give them the assurance that this wasn't going to happen before they finally stopped worrying about it. Now, as a leader, have you spoken to your team yet? When was the last time you actually checked up on them? This could be worrying, and all of them could be worrying needlessly right now. So communicate with your team, do it clearly and do it frequently. Many employees admit the lack of communication and collaboration contributes to their struggles with working remotely or working from home. So please make sure, friends, that you keep tabs on each other's disposition. Your team can't function if your members are unproductive, and that's why it's our job as a leader to make sure that everyone has the emotional and mental support they need in such an uncertain time. Now, I always make sure to prioritize this as the CEO of Fullerton Markets. In our most recent town hall meeting, we were able to check in on each other, and I was able to see firsthand how my team was doing. We understand that the growth of the team means the growth of the company, especially in the half-year mark of a very unprecedented and difficult year. Now, all of this can be summed up into one simple word: Ubuntu. No, not the computer operating system. Ubuntu is a word from South Africa used by everyone from Nelson Mandela to Barack Obama to Desmond Tutu. Even the 2008 NBA champion Boston Celtics as a mantra for unity and teamwork. It essentially means I am because we are. As Obama himself said on Ubuntu, we have to recognize that we are all bound together in ways that can be invisible to the naked eye. Oneness is important to a team while achieving its goals. That's why disposition checks are so important to us at Fullerton Markets, as they should be to you. Because when one person can't carry on, it's just a matter of time until the entire team cannot. Number 3, finally, my last hack is to adjust the key performance indicators. Now, in a real-world setting, performance indicators need to be strict and they still need to be taken seriously. But there are so many more limitations right now. So as a leader, we have to distribute tasks equitably to what our teams are able to accomplish, not just mentally, but by the physical constraints of their environment. Start with a KPI based on quality and quantity rather than just hours spent. Evaluate staff based on the tasks completed and the quality of those tasks en route to achieving their goals. Now, this is very important. However you adjust your KPIs, make sure that you communicate them clearly to your team what your expectations are now that they are working remotely. This will eliminate the need for them to micromanage, and you can also measure employee performance based on the expectations that you set. With all that said, I hope this video will really help you to learn to be the best leader you can be, regardless if it's in real life or whether it's online. I hope you and your team stay safe during this time. This is Mario signing off. I'll see you in the next video. Hi, thank you so much for watching this video. To get access to more high quality videos that's going to supercharge and fast track your business, do click on the subscribe button below. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when I upload all these videos. I'll see you in the next video.